I have been songwriting for 10 years now, and in those 10 years, I feel a constant need to better myself with each individual song. The satisfaction I receive from making a song isn't necessarily coming from the absolute quality of the song itself at that current moment, but rather the change of quality of the current written song from the previous song. So, for example, if I wrote song A and then I wrote song B, I would be happier if song B was way better quality than song A, rather than if song A and song B was about the same quality, I'd be less satisfied. Now, lately, songwriters and songcraft enthusiasts, I feel less joy. I feel like I'm plateauing a bit, and I'm looking for some inspiration. That's why I started this podcast, actually. Well, one of the reasons, anyway. Rather than just browse YouTube for inspiration like I usually do these days, I want to make a forum where I can discuss my favorite songs, or the songs that speak to me from a songwriting perspective, and see what comes out on tape. And the hope was that I could interview other songwriters directly to see what makes them tick, to get inspiration directly from other people in my field. Well, today, that latter part of what I wanted from this podcast finally came true. This week on Ash's Songwriting Podcast, I interview Leilani Hermiasih of the fabulous band Frau. And I ask her about her songwriting, her new album Happy Coda, which is out on Yes No Wave Music for free download. You can just Google Yes No Wave Music and you'll be taken there. And specifically about the search for something more.
Writing words to music is what I do, but what I love more is talking about it to you.
Hello, I'm Ash, and this is Ash's Songwriting Podcast, where I talk about my favorite thing to do in life, which is songwriting. This is episode 4 for the first week of September 2013, and in this week, I get to interview Frau. Now, before we get into the interview with Leilani Hermiasih of Frau, let's do a bit of housekeeping. The podcast has a Tumblr to follow, ashsongwritingpodcast.tumblr.com. It's Ash, not Ashes. We're on Facebook as well. Just search Ash's Songwriting Podcast. We need the likes so we can get the custom address. And on YouTube, the channel name is Ash Songwriting Pod. Personally, myself, I set up some cool gigs on Fiverr, one of which is where I can write you a custom song about anything for anything you want. Fiverr.com, Ababil Ashari, /Ababil Ashari. Now, the interview. Some caveats. This interview went so long, I had to cut it into 2 parts. So look forward to part 2 next week. And also, the interview was done on Skype, and the internet lag got pretty unbearable sometimes, and there were call quality issues, etc. So please take that into account when listening to the ums and crosstalk we will have. And plus, I'm not a professional broadcaster, just a professional songwriter and medical doctor. Anyway, here's part 1 of the interview with Leilani Hermiasih of Frau in 5, 4, 3, 2... Hey listeners, this is Ash, and we are joined here by Leilani. Leilani, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Ash. How are you?
I'm good. Just setting up Fiverr gigs and stuff like that. Not important because you're the guest. So Leilani here is Leilani here is the front woman of Frau. I guess we can say that. You're the only one in the band, or is there a band behind you?
Well, not yet, I guess.
Not yet,
but
okay.
I have a partner on stage, yeah.
Right.
I have a partner on stage.
Okay.
Called Oscar.
Cool.
Piano.
All right. So, not yet. So, ambitions there, though. That's good. And and this is a songwriting podcast, so we're just gonna dive right into it. So, Frau, you're 23 now. How long have you been songwriting? I should say Leilani. Leilani, you're 23 now.
Yeah, Leila. I've been kind of into songwriting for graduated high school, so
From
18, 19.
right, so from 18, 19 from high school. How did it start?
Well, how could I? Well, I've been taking piano lessons from when I was young, like when I was 6 years old, or 7 years old, and stopped around junior high. And so and after that, I like kind of more, what would you say? I learned music more on my own after that.
Right.
But, well, I guess I was pretty much into music myself, and after I was in high school and I joined two bands, well, I guess I just wanted to start, what would you say, telling people how I really feel about the world.
Right. I know that feels. I know that feels.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I started in high school too, so we have that in common, I suppose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
So Happy Coda is...
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So Happy Coda is your second album. Your first one was Starlit Carousel. That was around 2008?
2010?
10, I want to say. Sorry. Very
Yeah,
sorry about that. 2010, that's 3 years ago. So
Yeah.
that's 2 years from your first song to your first album. How did that happen?
Well, actually, we me and some friends kind of already started to think about the first album. Well, this and that happened, and then got postponed until 2010 after I met some other people who would kind of like were more disciplined
Right.
in scheduling and stuff like that. So that was good to meet these other people who helped me through.
So you started writing songs when you were 18, 19, as you said before. What was your first song like? Was it already like the Frau sound, as in like piano and songstress? Or is it something else? Or maybe you were starting with a hardcore band, I don't know.
Well, actually, my first ever song was, I would correct myself, was actually around, I guess when I was 15 or 17, when I was in high school, the first year of high school.
Right.
And that was like just using a guitar, and
Yeah.
I played with my buddies, my girl band buddies, because my high school was all girls school, so we were like the only band at school, and we played at our school gigs. And we even played my own songs, so that was
Okay.
kind of cute.
So you just played cover songs then?
Oh no, we played my songs.
Oh, sorry.
It's not Frau songs, so.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so the sound, it was like more of an indie pop sound, like full band?
Yeah, actually more pop songs.
Do you even remember a melody from back then?
There's one that went like.
I'll sing my crappy high school melody if you sing your crappy high school melody.
Okay, cool.
Do it.
It goes like this.
Leilani, that's not crappy at all.
What's that?
That's not crappy at all. I was gonna sing Vacuum Classroom. 17 seconds of that was my song. That was what I deemed was a good song to sing.
Really?
Like seriously, you were like no. That was like syncopated and major. You're really talented. Yeah, way more talented than I am. That's why I'm doing a podcast instead of like actually songwriting. Anyway, so you had Starlit Carousel, and there was some interest generated there. What took you so long until you got Happy Coda? It's like Starlit Carousel was like 5 songs, I think, and Happy Coda is 8.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a 3-year gap there. What happened?
Well, actually, I already wrote the songs for Happy Coda in 2010 to 2011.
Right.
But these songs were actually done in like 2 to 4 weeks. So 8 songs in 2 to 4 weeks. And that was because I had to perform them on January 2011 at this venue here, London Creative Capacities here in Georgia.
Right.
And after reviewing these songs, I kind of was a bit disappointed with lyrics, how the lyrics turned out to be. They were not as deep as I wanted them to be, and I just kind of didn't want to look at these songs at all for a few months. So,
right.
Yeah, that took a long time to get that together.
So comparing the melodies from the songs as they were from 2011 until the finished version in Happy Coda, was there a lot of change?
Oh, for the melodies, I actually didn't change. Did I change the melodies? I think I just made some minor changes, but the major changes were.
I would say if you changed more than 25% of the melodies, that would be a significant change to talk about. But is it more than that?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
Not.
So it's mainly lyrical content that you weren't satisfied with.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, lyrics are pretty sticking point, isn't it? Like it's for me at least as a songwriter. Like I mean I can write music like that. Like I can write music right now, but lyrics. It's comes really hard for me. Is it the same for you?
It is.
Like why do you think that is?
Well, at least for me, I guess maybe because I feel like I have to choose a theme first and a topic and really think about what words to say and what not to say, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, and maybe I'm just too insightful to the world, or I don't know. So,
it's like.
But for the music itself, it is like it's not. I guess not that easy, but it's much easier to figure out melodies.
Okay. Hold on. I think I lost my show notes. I had like
oh no
a full text of things to talk about.
Improvise, come on.
No, it's your lyrics. I mean that's the next anyway. Wait, hold on.
No.
Technical difficulties.
Oh dear.
You know what? Talk about the recording of Happy Coda. Like, you had these songs and you entered the studio, or did you record it at home?
We went to a studio. It was Etnica. Am I allowed to say these stuff? I mean, like places, names of places.
Say whatever you want.
So, yeah. Well, we did a live recording for all of the songs.
Right.
The place stuff. Vocal.
Sorry, Leilani, you're breaking up. Can you repeat that? You were in the studio. It's not really a studio.
Oh, it is a studio.
It is a studio. Sorry.
And we did a live recording for all 8 songs.
Okay. And now I have something on my notepad that says 2/3 of whales are males. I think that's a song idea. Wait. I don't know what the fuck that means.
What is that?
No, I just have these like notes everywhere sometimes, and they're just notepads.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I have the lyric now. Okay, let's talk about now in Ash's songwriting podcast, we usually devote like a whole episode towards just breaking down one song, and if you don't mind, I wanna talk about something more. Is that okay with you?
Okay. Okay.
So just to remind the listeners what something more sounds like, I'm just gonna play a bit.
It's time of the year that tourists come along. They take photographs hats and shades are how you tell them out. It's a time of year I try to get around. Maybe something else would get me off the ground. Little sit the more would probably do the crowd.
So yeah, that's something more. Did you like the song? Well, it's your song.
It's okay. I would rate it like what?
Okay. Yeah, well, that was something more by Frau, or I should say in a songwriter's form, by Leilani Hermiasih.
Leilani Hermiasih.
Yeah. So the thing that struck me when first listening to something more is obviously the melody. It's a really good kind of sort of I would say quirky melody. Would you agree?
Quirky, yes, it is.
Tell me about when you sat in a piano, or maybe just walking through like the streets and thinking about, I want to make a song with that melody.
For this one, I actually started working on the piano because that first intro part,
Right.
that was actually the first part of the whole songwriting process for this particular
Album.
For other songs, usually for this song.
Oh, for this song. Okay.
The album, I forgot.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So that first. So that part what am I saying? Sorry. So that part is supposed to be the base of the whole song.
Right.
So that's why later on in the Coda part, I think there's the part where I also play with those. That was the keys.
Right.
So the melody actually came from the piano.
Okay. So, do you enter a songwriting creation process saying, I want a quirky melody, or just come out?
It's just, actually at that time I don't remember. I guess I wanted a quirky. Yeah, I think that's what I was aiming for.
Cool. Well, your aim is true, madame.
Yay!
Yay! Now, but that's about the melody, the quirky melody, that kind of sets the scene, but you know me, and you know how much lyrics I kind of cram into the songs. Lyrics kind of jump out at me first, and it's very interesting. The lyrics is, it's the time of year the tourists come along, right? And they take photographs and think they rule the town. I can't sing as good as you, but first
you can sing
a bit. First lines in lyrics, they always set the tone, right? Like for example, like Bruce Springsteen would say, okay, born in a dead man's town, the first kick I took was when I hit the ground, or it's gonna be like about veterans and stuff. People who actually pay attention to the lyrics, not Ronald Reagan. And like you'd know this one. Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade. Right. You would know the song is going to be about nonsense, essentially.
Right.
So
that's right.
Your choice. It's the time of year the tourists come along. They take photographs and they think they rule the town. Kind of mean-spirited. What's happening there?
Well, I was actually for that part. I was for the lyrics, those two lines. I was going through a tourist district in Jogja on the motorcycle. Okay. So, and they were taking photographs, and yeah,
how did
very annoying.
Very annoying. Okay.
Kind of turning into a very touristy place. So I guess that was really bothering me at that time.
Sorry, Leilani, to tangent to a background question. Are you a native Jogja person or import?
Yeah, I am. Well, what would you say? I am native Jogja. I've lived in Jogja for my whole life.
Right. So, because I didn't want to assume that you just came from Jogja, because it seems like such a local, quote-unquote, thing to say. I just didn't want to assume.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, it's the time. So, something more, you frame it like you're kind of sort of disappointed on how the town is, and I think, a really good kind of contrast on what the theme is. Something more. You want something more than just Jogja just being like a tourist trap or whatever.
Right.
What's interesting to me is we're living in Indonesia, right?
Mm.
It's you use the phrase, it's the time of year. It's the time of year. It would just clarify this kind of sort of blurry picture in my mind. It's the time of year. Isn't that a reference to a four-season country? Like it's summer or it's winter. We don't have that here.
Well, not really. It's not just tourists come and go, not only like the summer, what would you say, Christmas, like that.
Right.
Like more, and for us ourselves, around Mudik time, I don't know, around Idul Fitri, there's always tourists here. Or school breaks.
Right.
So it's not really a touristy, what would you say, of year. It's not just
Seasons.
yeah. Seasons.
Okay. So it's the time of year the tourists come along, they take photographs and they think they rule the town. Fancy hats and shades are how you tell them out. That's very good imagery there. Every word counts. That's why I love you as a songwriter, Leilani. It's really great.
I try my best.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The second verse kind of bleeds into a little bit of shop talk. It's almost a song for songwriters, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it's like maybe something else could get me off the ground. A little synth or more could probably do the cut. Yeah, that's the first part of the interview with Leilani Hermiasih of Frau. Hope you liked it enough to tune back in for the second installment next week, where we're gonna continue the breakdown of something more, and Frau has some questions for me, apparently. And we discuss something really dirty. This has been Ash's Songwriting Podcast. Follow us on Tumblr if you like the podcast. Like us on Facebook if you like the podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you like the podcast. Check it out on iTunes. Wherever of the four you like to enjoy this media, please do the thing that appreciates us in that media. Hope you like the podcast. Tune in for part 2 next week. Bye. See ya. Da.